It's my singular honor to introduce our guest speaker for today. He's an entrepreneur, an investor, and author. He's the CEO of Africa Health Holdings, an innovative company based in West Africa, focused on building Africa's healthcare future. He also serves as chairman of Golden Palm Investment Corporation, GPI, an investment holding company focused on building world-class technology companies in Africa. GPI has backed startups such as Andela, M-Pharma, and Flutterwave. GPI portfolio companies have raised over $900 million in venture financing. He's the co-founder of Clinaqua, which is a non-profit working in underdeveloped communities in Ghana to make sure that water and sanitation, basic human rights, are provided. He's a trustee of the Petty School, a board member of Ashesi University, a member of the Harvard Medical School Dean's Global Health and Service Advisory Council, co-chair of the Leadership Council of Harvard Center for African Studies, and an advisory panel member of AXA. Wow. He graduated with a Bachelor of Arts, highest honor in African Studies and Economics from Harvard College, a Doctor of Law from Harvard Law School, a Master's in Business Administration from Harvard Business School, and a Master's in International Human Rights Law from Oxford University. He is admitted to practice law in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts and the District of Columbia. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Sangu Delle, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer at African Health Holdings. Let's give him another huge round of applause.
Thank you for the very generous introduction. It's an absolute honor and a privilege to be with you all here today. Mrs. Comfort Ajavon, the founding family, chairman of the Board of Governors, governors, principal, faculty, staff, guests, parents, people streaming from all over the world, and most importantly, the TIS graduating class of 2021. Congratulations, class of 2021. When you started your high school education, you probably never imagined that your graduation will be virtual, precipitated by one of the greatest crises the world has ever seen in well over a century, the COVID-19 pandemic. With the unique exception of climate change, this pandemic is the only phenomena, perhaps since the Second World War, which has affected everyone in every country simultaneously. Globally, approximately 150 million people have been infected, and over 3 million lives have been lost. Here in Ghana, almost 1,000 people have lost their lives. Each of those numbers is someone's grandparent, father, mother, sister, brother, friend, or loved one. The pandemic has been a period of great loss and great suffering, a period of fear and anxiety, a period of loneliness and depression. But amidst the nadir of despair, the pandemic has also unleashed the greatest forces of creativity, ingenuity, and resilience of the human race. In record time, our greatest scientific minds have collaborated to produce a vaccine, illuminating the end of this erstwhile dark tunnel. With the aid of innovative digital technologies, we have connected with each other, and we have adapted to the new norm. I can't even keep up with the trends anymore. I was only barely getting used to Instagram, and now there's TikTok. Amidst all of this, we have rallied to support the most marginalized and the most vulnerable in our societies. Through all of this, you, the class of 2021, you have remained focused and optimistic. You chose hope over despair, action over inaction, forwards over backwards. Today, we celebrate you for your tenacity and your resilience. We are so proud of you for what you have accomplished, and we wait in joy to witness the achievements yet to come. As you go forth into the world and on to college, I want to leave you with 3 pieces of advice. The first, discover your purpose. There's an old adage that says the 2 most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you discover why. Use college as an opportunity to explore all your interests. Do not focus on what makes money. Focus on what you love doing, on what you are passionate about. Once you combine what you love doing and what you are passionate about with what you are good at, believe me, the money will come. Focus on and strive on being the very best at whatever it is you set your heart to do. Growing up, my parents, probably like many of your parents, wanted me to become a doctor. I greatly disappointed my father when I got to Harvard University and chose to study economics and African studies instead of pre-med. I remember one uncle who said, "Are you out of your mind? You left Africa to go to America to study Africa?" But ironically, I'm back in healthcare today as CEO of Africa Health Holdings, a Pan-African healthcare company that serves over 250,000 people every single year in Kenya, Ghana, and Nigeria. A much greater impact than what I could possibly do as a single doctor. And through my investment company, Golden Palm, we have backed some of the most successful technology startups across the African continent, with startups such as M-Pharma, Andela, and Flutterwave. And our portfolio companies have raised over $1 billion in venture financing, and they have created thousands and thousands of jobs across the African continent. I love what I do, and I wake up every day fired up and excited to work. Find your passion, find your purpose, and do so with an inquisitive mind and an open heart. The second piece of advice, give back. A lot of times when we think of philanthropy, we think it means you have to be old and rich. Or as a friend jokingly put it, if you are giving away lots of money, maybe you shouldn't have taken too much in the first place. But the word philanthropy, which means love for humanity, was first coined as an adjective by the playwright Aeschylus in Prometheus Bound in the 5th century BC. Aeschylus described Prometheus' character as humanity-loving, philanthropos tropos, for having given to the earliest proto-humans who had no culture, fire, which symbolized technological advancement and civilization, and blind hope, which symbolized optimism. And together they would be used to improve the human condition and to save mankind from destruction. Your class has already shown great promise in exhibiting philanthropy. You showed concern over the use of kerosene lamps and candles by the more marginalized in society when your class initiated the Unite to Light Ghana project, raising over $10,000 to purchase 1,000 LED solar look lights and 200 solar power banks to distribute to the energy poor. Or your classmates Terence and Imelda, who initiated Helping Hands, which raised over 3,000 Ghana cedis to purchase supplies such as food masks, sanitizer, soap, and Veronica buckets for the deprived communities around campus. Or the Revival Initiative, led by Nasser, Elrad, Emmanuel, Samuel, Torrance, and Alassane, which has delivered over 200 reusable nose masks, 3 hand washing stations, hygiene supplies, and books to schools in Ashaiman. And the list goes on. So we should be inspired by your own peers in the class of 2021 to be philanthropic. All of us can show and can demonstrate our love for humanity in our work, in our homes, in our communities, and in our everyday interactions. And a part of that love sometimes is manifested in protest because we demand a better society. Hashtag fix the country. But that's another sermon for another day. When I was 5 years old, my mother, who is a very special woman, had a ritual. She would have me stand in the mirror before my bedtime prayers, look myself in the eye, and ask myself, what have I accomplished today? And she would say, if you are not satisfied with the answer, don't sleep. A crazy ritual for a 5-year-old. But as I have grown up, I have grown to deeply appreciate what she was teaching me. And I have modified it to add, what have I done for someone else today? So today on your graduation day, I want to ask you, the class of 2021, to make a pledge to ask yourself this question every single day. What have I done for someone else today? So please, turn to your neighbor or whoever is next to you as you stream this and say, I pledge to do this every day. The third and final advice. Class of 2021, I want to talk to you today about mental health. COVID has been difficult for everyone, not just because of the physical health implications from the virus itself, but also for the mental health crisis that has been precipitated by COVID-19. Because we are not built this way as human beings, to be socially distant and virtual. We are social creatures. I know only too well and only too intimately the consequences of not taking care of your mental health. Sometime back in 2015, I was in the third year of the Doctor of Law and MBA program at Harvard Law School and Harvard Business School. I had just inked a book deal for my book, Making Futures, and Forbes had just named me top 30 entrepreneurs in Africa. On the outside, by all accounts, I was crushing life. But it was an illusion. It was a performance. Because inside, nothing felt right. The prospect of the first major failure in my life had precipitated a major personal mental health crisis. I gave a TED talk about this, which went viral. It has been translated to 35 different languages, and it has been viewed by millions of people from all over the world. In this TED Talk, I shared the profound sense of shame I felt, the burden of stigma. I asked everyone to talk to their friends, to talk to their loved ones, to talk to health professionals. I encouraged people to be vulnerable and to do so with the confidence that you are not alone. But even that TED Talk was part performance. Because I was not being fully vulnerable. I was not being fully honest. And I was not following my own advice to seek help. I spoke about my stress and anxiety because they felt more relatable and not as scary. So deep was the stigma that even on that TED stage talking about mental health, I could not confront and admit the reality that it was not just stress and anxiety, that I was in a deep depression. Eventually, through the help of friends, I sought professional help. And I have been seeing a psychologist. Therapy has been an extraordinary experience for me. Through it, I have learned a lot about myself, my emotions, my body, my trauma, and my pain. I have learned about how certain experiences from childhood affect us to this day. And it has made me a better friend, a better partner, a better leader, a better person, because it has opened my eyes and my heart to connecting with people differently, with empathy, heart to heart. it has been liberating. As you go out into the world, class of 2021, you will face ups and downs, difficult times. You will inevitably be confronted with trials and tribulations. Please, give yourself space to be vulnerable. Please, take care of your mental health. And speak up if you are ever suffering. You never need to suffer in silence. TIS class of 2021, particularly because you have graduated amidst a pandemic the likes of which we have not seen in 100 years, you have a special calling. You have a special responsibility. The world needs you to show us how to create a better, fairer, kinder, more just, and more beautiful world. No generation has been better positioned to transform our world than yours. I personally cannot wait to watch the greatness that awaits this indomitable class of 2021. Congratulations. God bless you. God bless TIS. And God bless the Republic of Ghana. Thank you.